Christy Rose, come on down. You're the next contestant on Ask Me a Question on Facebook. So Christy, thank you for responding on Facebook. And for those of you watching, I just randomly got on Facebook and said who wants me to make them a video and give me a topic. So here, a topic or a question, whatever. So here's what she has written. So yeah, that's that's a heck of a question, or whatever it is. I'm going to read that one more time because there's so much in it and it resonates. So thank you for that, Christy. I think a lot of us are feeling this right now. So it's an amazing question or pondering, sharing. Thank you for that. Let's read it one more time. Wondering about self-control and mastering old patterns and habits. So what I've been doing has been going very gently. I make progress, regress, make progress, regress. But each time I go a little further than before. Wondering if I should be confronting patterns full force and just feel the devastation that I feel going without and into the unknown. Or just remain inching along. Well, obviously, default I'm going to tell you, only you know the answer to that. All we can do is share and bounce things off. But it's great. It's a great sharing. Geez, there's so much we could go into on that. I don't want to go rambling too long. Let's see. Wow, where to begin on that? It's very layered, and that's what we're feeling right now. Everybody seems to be going through their own process right now. And a lot of stuff's coming up. And there is this, I made a video the other day about live your life and just letting go. And that's what I've felt, and I think we've all felt and seen as we're in the new year, is almost a flinching back or holding back a little bit, in the sense that a part of us really wants to just blossom. And so we do the best we can, and a lot of times it feels like there's chains holding us down, so we work through them. As you said, inch by inch, bit by bit. And I think that's great. You should always go gentle. I've said that a lot in my posts as well, or in the last couple of years. Definitely be gentle. Don't. You're not going to get anywhere. We don't get anywhere when we're too hard on ourselves. That's when everything goes to crap. That's the game of the mind. So when we put too much pressure, when we start saying, I need to do this and I need to do that, no, you know what you need to do? Nothing. Just stop. The best thing to do is just move. If you feel moved to work through things, then by all means. Especially when the universe has brought it right up to you, gives you an opportunity. If you feel moved to, then by all means work through it, feel through it, and let it go. Receive it as a gift and then let it go. Thank you, universe, for bringing this up in my face after 10 years so I can work through it and forgive and let go. So definitely, that's great. I think you're doing awesome, and gently is the way to go. But what you're also expressing is also very common, is this feeling of wanting to just let go of it all together. And of course we can. And whatever you choose is right, and will be at the pace and the rate and the expression that's right for you. So whatever will be, will be. So I guess I'm really saying don't sweat it too much. You're doing amazing. But just try to stay less out of the head of I have to do something and I have to do this, because that's where we create our suffering. That's where it's the machine that caused the problem. We're giving the answer to the machine that caused the problem, because All of our problems we create in our head. There are no problems until we make them problems. Yes, there's challenges, but we make these huge dilemmas out of everything, and we suffer and we spin in our mind. And it's this mind that's creating all of this, and then we go to that same mind and say, okay, so what's the answer? So consider the source, right? Who are you going to? You're going to the machine that created it. So really we want to tap into us, into source, into stillness, into nature. Do that as much as possible, and do things that make you happy and that make you joyous. That's a kind of refueling, a recentering. So then you can go back with the mind. The mind's more quiet and a little more cooperative, and you can see it from a different perspective. And then you can move. And then you will move. You'll move more and think less. But when we just try to do it all in our heads, that's when everything goes haywire. And it just puts more pressure, and that's not good. You can't force anything. But when we move, life is a movement. That's when we really feel the big shifts. That's when we really feel wonderful and feel ourselves and feel joyous and feel the magic of life. So basically, yeah, and by all means, be gentle. Just keep it in the heart, that's all. Go gentle, but keep it in the heart, not in the head. Don't worry, don't think about, oh, am I inching along? Don't worry, you're inching. And then when you're ready to not inch, you won't. That's what I think. Sometimes we do have to just tip our toes in the water a little bit. We're not just ready yet. And then at some point, and no one knows when it's coming, sometimes we dip our toes in just for a couple seconds. Sometimes we do it for minutes. Sometimes we do it for years. It's all different for everybody. But what's the same is, without warning, something will shift in the person. And finally, they'll stand up from tipping their toes in the water, step back, take a run at it, and do a huge dive into the pool or do a cannonball. Something in them finally said, no, I'm going in. I'm letting go and I'm going in. So when you're ready, you will. So try not to analyze it too much is what I would say. You're doing amazing. Just do what you're doing. Just keep it out of the head, keep it in the heart, and just trust what you're doing. And if you're inching, well, then you're supposed to inch. And if you start to feel a little, take some bigger steps, then by all means. If you feel like, which you can, we can all just do it now, just by, and if you're ready to do it now, then you'll do it now. So you're doing perfect. And we feel you. We're all going through this. So thank you for bringing this up so we could all look at it, because you're certainly not alone in this. We're all feeling this. And definitely we're I think a lot of us, or all of us, are feeling this urge to blossom, this urge to just let go of it all and just shine so bright. And we're shining already. It's amazing what's happening. But we're feeling this, it's like the last moments of the caterpillar in the cocoon before it becomes a butterfly. And of course there's a stage where it has to struggle and fight and burst out. But there's this sensation first, I would imagine. There's this sensation that it's ready, that it's close to getting ready, that it's feeling something growing within it. So yeah, amazing sharing. I think I've covered it pretty much. Regressing, again, okay, but probably best suited. That's a judgment of the mind, right? The mind saying, you did good today, you did bad, you did bad there, you did good. No, you're always doing good. You can't make a mistake. That's the mind doing its thing. Because the mind is really afraid. You mentioned it there, the unknown, and that's really what we're all, I think that's the core of it all for all of humanity, actually. We have sub-fears, but I know my fear, and I feel it's everybody's, is the fear of the unknown. And that's why our minds have to classify and say, no, this is this. And this kind of people are this way, and the world is this way, and I'm this way, and this is that, and the world is flat. We have to see all these things so we feel more comfortable, so we can feel we're in control. And this is, often the whole game in the cycle where we jump in the past, or we dwell in the past, or we worry about the future instead of being in the now. But yeah, it's the mind's a tricky. It's an amazing device, but we want to move from the heart, and then the mind is more cooperative. But when we swim up in the mind too much and let it pass its judgments, don't judge how you're doing. You're doing what you're doing, and it's all good. Whatever you're going through, you just did perfect. I'm saying this to everybody, obviously. I'm talking to everybody. If you just had a total meltdown and you just felt things you didn't like, you even said a few things, and you just, at the end of the day, ultimately, you know what? You're doing perfect. What is, you were supposed to experience that. There's no mistake. So you can just stop right there and just give yourself a break. And then just accept it. It's happening for a reason, and then go into stillness, and then you'll start to realize, oh, I know why I blew up like that, and oh yeah, I needed to go through this again. Oh yeah, it'll start to come together. So don't judge, let's not judge ourselves too hard. Let's not judge ourselves at all, actually, or each other, whenever possible. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about regressing. There's, that's a judgment. You're always moving forward. Even when it feels like we've stepped backwards. No, you didn't. It's all part of the journey, and not everybody's journey is an exact straight line. Some of us, our journey is a roller coaster. We need to zip around a couple times in the same area. We need to do all kinds of crazy things. That's your expression. Your expression is perfect. So you're doing perfect. We're doing perfect. Thank you for putting this out there. This was amazing. Amazing sharing. I'm sure many resonate with it. And let's keep sharing. Let's keep loving. Let's keep living.